Oh, shit! No, it's too late now. We're in it.
Is it?
No.
Doesn't seem like it should be.
It's too late now, Charles. We're in it.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Oh,
What is together mode?
shit?
Oh, no, I don't like that.
What's taking the blue button so long?
Yeah, show myself on the grid. There we go.
Did you take yourself out of the grid for a while?
No, I just didn't. I don't know. I'm pretty new to Skype.
Together mode? What does together mode do?
I don't know. It didn't look good from the onset, so I just abandoned right away.
Only video participants. That's a good idea.
Travis,
Yeah,
do you like this light or... Do you like
No light.
this light?
I think that light's better.
Okay. This is the more blue one.
Yeah.
I have a very expensive lighting system that was just at this house when I got here.
Oh, nice.
So I can turn it. Let me show you how bright it gets.
That last one was pretty bright.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Now I'm like blown out.
That's pretty good.
I like to do like the lowest one.
Travis, YouTube isn't working.
YouTube not working. Fuck it, let's scrap it.
I don't know why YouTube isn't working, Travis. I'm going to try it one more time, and then I'm going to not worry about it.
Understand? Fuck it.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it. Okay.
There it is.
Drunk actually, well, I guess we'll talk about it on the show, but Drunk actually won money on NASCAR this week. I was so happy for him. He's had, I mean, just absolute rotten luck every single week. Like, he'll pick a couple guys, and he'll have like 2 or 3 guys in the top 5, but never a win.
What does he parlay him in? Like you pick the top or 3 of the people in the top 5 or something?
No, he'll just pick winners, but like, I mean, like 2 of his winners that he picked will be in like he'll have like 1 winner wreck out, and then like 2 in the top 5. He's been painfully close so many times, and he finally got one.
Can you bet? I would imagine. Well, you can bet anything. So I would imagine you could bet like the top 3, like a fucking horse race.
Probably. I've never done it. Like I understand racing enough to know that like how unpredictable it is, especially in NASCAR. I was
Betting on it's stupid.
Yeah. I did have a buddy last year who was consulting me on NASCAR bets, and he actually fucked up.
What happened to Pepper's microphone?
Nothing.
Oh, no. Okay.
He went from sounding like he was on a microphone to sounding like he's not on a microphone.
I'll check my shit. Hold on. Because I do have problems with this mic. Oh. Yep, you're right, Mike.
Yeah, I know. Fix it.
No, it's using the webcam mic now.
Just because I was doing all the cute shit with the fucking camera.
Oh, you
There
sound
you
so
are.
much better now,
Yeah.
Pepper.
But my buddy fucked up, and he bet Kyle Larson. He meant to bet Kyle Larson to win a race, but he accidentally bet Kyle Larson to win the championship.
Oh,
And he was like freaking out. Kyle Larson ended up winning the championship, and it was like a plus 2,000 fucking bet, and he made a shit ton of money
shit. Oh,
off
so
of it.
he won way more money than he would have
Yeah.
on just a regular.
Is that
Okay,
a luck thing, Travis, or is that like a divine intervention, you think? Like the
Ooh,
good Lord
that's hard
wanted
to
him
say.
to win. right? That's what that means.
That's just a winner in your heart, right?
Yeah. Let's do the show. You wanna do
Yeah,
the
is
show?
that blue button active? Let's do it.
Blue button. I got it, Travis.
This is Big Sean. It's your boy T.I., man. Hey, what's up? This Jay-Z.
What's up, man? It's your homeboy T-Pain.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Wale.
It's Tiger Young Money Zone.
Shalom replies, baby. This is Big Snoop Deal Double G. It's your boy Wiz Khalifa, man. You know who it is? It's B.O.B. Hey, yo, this is Eminem. This is your boy Gucci Man LaFleur. Kid 50 Cent. I want to introduce your boy The Road Music. What up, y'all? This is J. Cole. Yeah, what's going on? It's Fat Joe. Yo, this is your boy Weezy. Yo, what's up? This is Dr. Dre. Yo, this is Usher. It's your boy Drizzy Drake. Yo, check it out. This your boy P. Diddy.
You are listening to WFOD, friend to the hip-hop community.
Thing we call the Wfod. My name is Mike. I am joined, ladies and gentlemen, by the king of pranks, the albino alligator, popcorn bitch, the Duke of Denim, all crafty, ladies and gentlemen, Jaguar impressive, Coach T. Mr. Travis Hulse is here, everyone.
Good evening.
Travis Hulse, everyone. And guys, special guest from the History Buffs podcast, our good friend Pepper is here. Pepper, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. I got a cold Modelo and a clear mind. Can't wait for this conversation to start.
Phone number to contact the show is 636-487-HAND or WFOD show on Skype. And Pepper, boy, do I have a treat for you. Coming up after the break, we are going to be talking to Jim Meskimen. He is an actor, a comedian, and an impression man, Travis. Is it weird? I want to have him do all his impressions. Be like, hey, Jim, I want to ask you a question, but like do it in Bill Cosby's voice, right? That's what you do, right? I mean,
You think he still does Cosby?
he wants to do. Did I say Bill Cosby? I don't think he does Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
He does Bill Clinton.
Okay, that's probably for the best.
Well, I mean, they have similar allegations, I think.
It's true.
There's a lot going on in the world. I wanted to talk to you about. You know, there is something that I really love. I love music lawsuits, but sometimes there isn't a music lawsuit. And so, like, I thought maybe I could just try to get some going. Pepper, do you like the Band of Horses? Have you heard Band of Horses?
They're fine.
They're fine?
I know you like them a lot.
I do. I saw Band of Horses live. They opened for somebody. Like they were the carrot added in, to go see the horse. I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was Pearl Jam. I think they opened for Pearl Jam, Travis. And I was like, oh, well, if Band of Horses are going to be there, that puts it over the top. I'm going to go now. They were great.
Yeah, of course.
But anyway, Band of Horses, they just put out a new album. I like it a lot. And the first single off of it is a song called In Need of Repair. And I think that it sounds like the Wheel of Fortune theme, but I'm not entirely sure. And I wanted to play you guys clips and see. Does this sound like the Wheel of Fortune theme, Travis? No? I got Wheel of Fortune here. A little bit?
It might be a stretch.
It's close. Can you help everybody out real quick?
It doesn't work playing them together. It just sounds like a big mess. What?
Like, what's Band of Horses like big hit that everybody knows?
For every occasion, I'll be ready for a funeral. Right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's a good one.
What are these people? What are these people? Is it a country band? Is it what is it?
Travis, they would play it like on college radio, I would say. It's kind of like an indie rock sound. Man, it's not even really like indie rock. It's
like indie folk
rock.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
It's like
Trampled by Turtles.
Sure.
Yeah, but less bluegrassy and more Kings of Leon.
Oh, sure, with a little Mumford and Sons mixed in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Travis.
So, Mike, if this was the case, who was who wrote the Wheel of Fortune theme song that would actually be going after this band if they recognized any similarities?
You think that I wrote that down? You put me on the spot to make me look like a fool, is what you're doing.
Hey, this is your deal. You were talking about trying to stir the pot.
I mean, somebody made it, right? Somebody made the Wheel of Fortune theme.
Who is that person?
And it's probably their estate because they're probably dead.
Well, at this point, I think that doesn't even matter who fucking wrote it because it's who owns it. I would assume that
who wrote the Wheel of Fortune
or
theme?
Lorimar, whatever produces the game show.
Exactly.
Susan,
I would assume it would be
how much?
like that.
Oh no, she wrote a book called The Wheel of Fortune. Fucking what's the? Is it Siri on this piece of shit phone? Siri sent me a book that I can buy on probably Apple Books called The Wheel of Fortune.
That's not what you wanted.
That's not what I wanted.
These computer assistants are real pieces of shit. That's just like my Alexa. She doesn't know that one pretty much all the time.
Right.
Sorry,
okay.
Don't know that one.
Speaking of that, so I opened Reddit the other day, and I use Reddit exclusively for porn. But it also likes to guess other things that I might like, even though I've only used Reddit exclusively for porn. I've never used it for anything else. And the other day, I had like a big, beautiful woman's ass in a video right here, and then directly under it, it was like police officers executing citizens.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, that really took me out of the mood because if you see a video titled something like that, you got to watch it.
Yeah, you got to watch the Injustice, Pepper. You got to get mad, right?
So I had to watch that, get upset, and then try to get back in the zone to finish what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I really didn't appreciate that. Why would you guess that that's something that I would like?
Well, I think that's probably for post climax to make you feel bad about yourself for masturbating to Reddit porn.
Yeah, like you immediately close it down, Travis, and then you're looking for the next thing. And if you got the shame going, you might as well just take the shame up a little bit more. Right?
Right. Take the shame up immediately on the same browser page.
Like as soon as you're done, you just feel like a dirty piece of shit, don't you? You just feel like, oh.
No.
Oh,
no, I don't.
I'm
I
gross.
feel much worse using like Pornhub or something like that because those are like trapped people who have to do it. And I feel like on Reddit, it's girls that want me to see it. They're putting it out there specifically for me.
Oh,
They're
you
like,
think
this is
that
for
Pornhub like deals in like sex trafficking? Is that what you're saying? Like
Yes.
they're all
Yes.
like taking guys' daughters that they
Yes.
like, put into the Pornhub system.
And then Reddit is real girls that want to entertain me.
Real live girls in your area.
Yes.
They're probably real live girls that are advertising so that you like DM them and then they like tell you to come meet them somewhere and then they rob you.
Well, not even that. It's their OnlyFans. They're advertising for their OnlyFans and other gimmicks.
Right. So
How many OnlyFans subscriptions do you currently have? Either of you, by the way. That's for both. 0?
I have 0, Travis. I have a hard time justifying that expense. And I probably should because, I mean, you know, it's a big part of my life. You know, I got to get the evil out.
For content purposes, too, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And I imagine there's probably some really great stuff on there that I probably should support. But I don't.
It's hard to fit that in the budget, though, right? Like, if you have like a written budget and your wife like is going through the expenses, trying to figure out where that extra $50 went that month, and it's like, what is this? This OF is like, it's.
I don't know what that is.
And here's
Utility.
the thing: there's already an issue with like how much I spend every month on Patreon, and that's supporting like friends and like cool stuff. I can only imagine how much of an issue it would be if it was something like that.
I don't think they're cheap either. They should have like a value tier where like
so there's
just
only
show you
one person that
cheek.
I've ever like considered, like seriously considering supporting or whatever. It's a girl named Puppy Girl Jenna. Everybody should go check her out. Just give it a look. See if that's what you're into. If you're into it, maybe support her. But I think I actually talked about this in the last episode I was on.
That's all right.
It's going to be a little weird. But she pretends to be a dog, and she is very beautiful. And she's a cool person. And but I could not justify I think it was like $20 a month, and then you also have to pay for the videos that she posts.
Oh yeah, like
come on.
So she sends you a message that says, "Hey, this is the really good stuff."
No, you subscribe, and I don't know what you get for like the monthly subscription, but any video she puts out, that costs money too. So say it's $20 a month, and then she puts out a new video. That video you have to pay $5 a month, but you don't even see that video unless you're subscribed.
No, I don't like
Well,
this.
that seems. Come on, I'm already paying you per month. You got to give me something.
But she's not like special with that. That's how most of them are, and they're making a shit ton of money.
That's like what Disney Plus was doing, Travis. They were like, "Hey, you pay for Disney Plus, but if you want to watch Mulan, that's a premium thing, and that's
$30.
$30.
Like I'm not. Yeah, I didn't subscribe to Disney Plus to purchase pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, just like Disney Plus.
Exactly like Disney Plus.
Travis, I pulled a political ad, and I don't even remember why I pulled it. So I'm hoping maybe I can play a little bit of it, and we can figure out why I pulled it, because I don't remember why. The guy's name is J.D. Vance. It's a political ad. I pulled it, but it was like days ago, and I wrote down J.D. Vance. I don't know
Vance of Vance Refrigeration?
I don't know why. Pepper, do you know who J.D. Vance is? I have no idea who J.D. Vance is.
Sounds like a lovely guy. Let's hear it.
Why did I pull this?
Or girl. Could be a girl.
Are you a racist?
Good catch.
Oh. Wait, what?
Or
Are
non-binary.
you a racist? Are you a racist? Do you hate Mexicans? The media calls us racist for wanting to build Trump's wall. They censor us, but it doesn't change the truth. Joe Biden's open border is killing Ohioans, with more illegal drugs and more Democrat voters pouring into this country. This issue is personal. I nearly lost my mother to the poison coming across our border. No child should grow up an orphan. I'm J.D. Vance, and I approve this message because whatever they call us, we will put America first.
Okay, I remember now, Travis.
So let me real quick here say, if you're trying to prove your point, did you have to tack on, do you hate Mexicans to that?
Are you racist? Do you hate Mexicans? No, I like the...
Was his mom nearly killed by a Mexican? What the fuck happened to his mom?
I think the Mexicans brought drugs.
All the Mexicans, the open borders are killing Ohio.
Yeah, because they're
There's a lot of things to kill from Mexico before you even get close to Ohio.
they're bringing the two scourges, Travis. They're bringing criminals and people who vote Democrat, like the two
and Democratic voters. all these criminals who are transporting drugs into the country, they're like, not this state, keep going.
Yeah.
No, keep going.
Yeah.
No.
It's like when they went west.
Isn't this the place they have Skyline chili? Stop
But
it.
here's the thing. All the people that went west, like, you got to think, like, some people just got tired and ended up in Oklahoma. Like, nobody was like, oh, fuck yeah, we're going to go to Oklahoma. Like, people got tired and was just like, fuck it. This is good enough.
I guess, yeah.
We'll stay here.
This is the end of our journey. We need to, like, plant some crops or some shit.
And that's the same with Ohio. Like, you could make it to New York. New York that sounds great. anywhere around there. But no, you stopped in Ohio because you just got tired. You ran out of gas. You got stuck in Ohio, and now you're committing crimes in Ohio as a Mexican.
You just said
the thing. Nobody should grow up an orphan.
You know what probably happened is like they saw one of those videos where somebody says, well, we don't even lock our doors here. And they said, ooh, that's a good place to go.
Perfect.
Yeah. That's where I'd go. Like if I was into, criming, I'd go somewhere where like they advertise that they're trusting.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like the place with like security cameras and ring doorbells and like like Permar security and security. It'd be like, oh yeah, it's the down home perfect place where you don't lock your doors.
Well, let me explain to you why you're wrong.
Okay.
Because people who don't lock their doors also heavily believe in the Second Amendment, and you will get your fucking head blown off, and they won't feel bad about it.
That's right, baby.
That and they know everybody, and they probably know.
Wisconsin. We don't lock our doors in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Hello.
They know they don't know
Average-
you. Yeah.
Average amount of firearms that a Wisconsinite owns are probably between 6 and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's about the same in Mississippi.
I probably should have taken some more notes. Taken more notes,
Yeah, tooken.
Travis, on why
You're
I
about to be tooken.
pulled that JD Vance ad, but we figured it out.
Yeah, good enough.
Yeah. Turned out pretty obvious.
It seems like kind of a dickhead, that JD Vance. I don't think I'd vote for him.
Are you
Not to-
racist?
not to get political.
Hate Mexicans? Vote for me, JD Vance.
Yeah.
But you got to admit, there's going to be some people where it's like, are you racist? Like, yeah. Do you hate Mexicans? Definitely.
Uh-huh.
And then that guy's gonna be like, this guy's got a lot of good points. I don't want to be an orphan, even though I'm 43 and I've never had sex.
So his mom was a drug addict, apparently, because like the drugs almost killed his mom. I don't know if that was like when he was a kid, or if that was just a couple weeks ago.
There's about 20 people you can blame before you even get close to Mexicans when somebody is a drug addict. And I'm assuming it's Ohio.
When
so I'm
someone is
just
a
gonna
drug addict in Ohio.
Yeah, I'm going to make a wild assumption and say it was probably opiates.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to ignore Pfizer. You have to ignore fucking like people who actually sell drugs in Ohio, and then go down like 18 more people until you get to a Mexican.
Yeah. Dr. Shim Sham, the Walgreens.
My mom bought opiates off the street and didn't just get them prescribed because she was sad.
Yes.
Yeah. I think JD Vance is probably, he's skewing the facts, Travis.
What do you think JD stands for?
What does JD stand for,
Oh.
Pepper?
Almost said something bad.
Yeah.
I guess D would be his middle name. So you think like Josh David Vance?
Where's he? Oh, he's in Ohio. I was going to say, where's he? I would say that wouldn't be his middle name. It'd probably be
James David.
James Duke.
James
David.
David Vance?
David Duke.
But do you name your kid James David knowing that you're going to call him JD? That happens, right? You like
I could.
I mean, like you name like a Travis James so that you can call him TJ.
Well, that'd be like Travis Jr. That would typically be a TJ.
TJ J is a junior.
A lot of times it's Junior.
Do you think that his name is David Jr. and they just flipped it because they were racist and they didn't want people to think that like he was an electronic EDM artist?
That's a good point.
That is a good point.
It's not really. I'm just saying things, guys. This is nonsense. It's dumb. It's dumb what we do. This whole thing. It's dumb.
Hey, well, when you talk into a microphone this often, you gotta. Sometimes you do just have to say things, right?
Right. I mean, like, why is his name JD? Who gives a shit? You know?
James Davis.
Do I hate Mexicans? Who gives a shit?
Yeah, who cares? Like,
Yeah, to be honest, if either one of you hated Mexicans, I really wouldn't care. That doesn't really affect me.
Right.
I mean, we
If
wouldn't
my
like
mom died, if my mom died of an overdose, who cares?
Yeah.
Whatever.
we'd have a really
It's
good
not my
reason then.
business.
We'd be like, my mom died of an overdose. Fucking Mexicans. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
My mom died of a brain aneurysm. Fucking American doctors.
Sons of bitches couldn't detect that shit.
Right.
Yeah. It's
Our medical industry is a fucking sham.
Right.
well, I mean, that is a whole nother thing we could talk about, but I don't think this is the show.
That's for my other. That's for
Yeah.
my other podcast. The medical industry is a sham, starring Travis Hulse.
If you want to hear about the history of the medical industry, it's not an episode that we've done yet, but eventually maybe history buffs. Go check that out. Our next episode, I don't want to, I really don't like promoting the podcast or anything, but I will say our next episode is about the Boston molasses disaster.
You know, the last time you were on the show, Pepper, you said something about you were doing an episode about emus. Never came out. Where the fuck's the emu episode, Pepper?
I'll ask around. I'm pretty sure it did come out, and you're just a bad friend.
That could be it, too. Guys, we're going to go to break. We'll be back with Jim Meskimen in just a minute.
It was hard. How many presidential voices can we remember? For example, there's Barack Obama, who always starts off his sentences very slowly and then wraps them up quickly at the end. Quite the opposite from George W. Bush. Comes out of the gate real strong and then slowly applies the brakes for emphasis. For that, there's Bill Clinton, who I still think he sounds like he inhaled. And for that was George Bush Sr., future groper. And before him was Ronald Reagan, who would probably tell Trump today that, well, a gentle voice can tear down a wall. And speaking of a gentle voice, before President Reagan, there was Jimmy Carter. Before him was Gerald R. Ford, who pardoned Nixon. You haven't forgotten my voice, have you? I tape recorded it enough. Prior to President Nixon, there was Lyndon B. Johnson. And before him was a man simply known as JFK. Which begs the question, which came first, the man or the airport? Before him was Eisenhower, the president that most resembles Admiral Akbar from Star Wars. And before him was Harry Truman, and if you don't recognize this voice, maybe you'll recognize me from the front of the dime. And FDR, whose voice lives in the memory of the people who incessantly watch the History Channel. And by the way, I'm the one who's on the dime, not Harry. And then before that, there's, there's Herbert Hoover. What does he sound like? Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the Hollywood Beat with your inside source, Drunk. This week, Drunk talks to Willem Dafoe about his new film, The Northman, in theaters this Friday.
So, what is The Northman about?
Of course, there's a story. A very complicated story on one level and a very simple story on another level.
I guess that's good. You're not all just walking around. You have lines and stuff.
All the bells and whistles. I arrived and I realized what a large production this is, how muscular, how detailed, how strong it is. There were sheep, there were slaves, there were...
Whoa, wait. Slaves?
They built a town there.
The slaves. Presents. Once again, WFOD. Wheelbarrow full of dicks.
Guys, welcome back. Our guest tonight is an actor, impressionist, and comedian who you'll see in the upcoming Apple TV series The Big Door Prize, as well as the Julia Roberts Watergate show Gaslit, premiering this Sunday on Stars. Guys, Jim Meskimen is on the program. Jim, how's it going, man?
It's good, Travis. Everything's going good. Yeah, as you said, I'm looking forward to seeing GASLIT, which is premiering. They're not dropping the whole season at once. They're just dropping one episode a week, like in the old days.
Getting Julia Roberts to do TV, that's a big deal, isn't it, Jim?
It's a big deal, and Sean Penn, too. So the two of them, 2 Academy Award winners in that show, and a really good cast, and a really interesting story. Watergate era story. I play Senator Gurney, who I didn't really remember Senator Gurney too much. I was around during that time, the Watergate hearings, and he wasn't this flashy, super interesting character, but I enjoyed playing him. He had a really nice couple of scenes with both of those leads, and I just appreciate being part of an interesting project.
Did you church him up a little bit, Jim? You said he wasn't that interesting or flashy of a character. Did you say to the people who created the show and who either like the showrunner, like, listen, this guy needs a little more pizzazz?
Yeah, I took him aside. Yeah. I said, listen, there's no reason why this guy can't also eat flames, during the Watergate and do bird calls at the same time.
Does your background as an impression guy?
The drama.
Does your background as an impression guy help you get these historical roles? Because you can kind of.
I don't know. I mean, I audition like everybody else. I'm not a big name actor, so I've still got to go and do these things. But when I studied the character, luckily there was extant video of this guy, and I could kind of study his accent and stuff like that. So that's good for verisimilitude. And I've booked jobs as Johnny Carson before several times, which is I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I can't get that voice out of my head.
Jim, I'm really excited that we have Pepper here with you this week because you do like every impression in the world, and Pepper only does one, and it sucks. I was hoping maybe you could help him out.
Contest,
What makes a good impression? Like, how do you get into doing that? Can you just like hear somebody a couple times and get right into it, or?
Well, no. I mean, I think it starts with who do you admire? Who do you really enjoy? Whose voices? I think people, they get attracted. It's Christopher Walken, for example. Right? It's a guy that we love to watch, and we don't understand why he talks that way, and so it's attractive. And presidents, we listen to presidents all day long. We have to. They come on the air. Like Joe Biden. Okay, so Joe Biden, for example, I think there's, what did you say? Your name was Trigger? Anyway, come on. The point is, and we kind of give back. It's kind of nice to be able to respond to all these voices that we have to hear. When I was a kid, it was Richard Nixon. Yeah. And lately I've been able to do Richard Nixon's voice for some television shows. And it feels good to be able to give back in that way.
Jim, I was asking Travis, hey, do you think that it's lame to ask an impressionist if he'll do some of his impressions? But we didn't have to ask. He just did.
We're having a lame old time.
Jim, I heard you do Patrick Stewart the other day, and you knocked it out of the park with Patrick Stewart. Can you just do that one?
Well, I find I'm very attracted. I find I'm very attracted to doing Patrick Stewart because whenever I do, I feel just a little more intelligent, and a little more cultured. And it makes suddenly the world around me just seem a little more pleasant. I don't know why it is. It's some sort of mystical factor, I suppose. But I'm rather keen on doing it. So I'm glad you enjoy it. It feels good to do it.
It probably does. He's really good, Travis.
That's amazing.
You know what they said? Didn't I read something that said that Tom Hanks sometimes doesn't even do Woody from Toy Story, like he just has his brother.
Is it like his brother or something? Just
Jim, did they ever call you to like do dub-overs that people are too lazy to do because you're just good at it?
Oh, very often. Yeah, no, that's a big part of my business. I've done that for Colin Firth quite a bit because Colin Firth is in a lot of films, and when they do the trailers, they're not able to get Colin Firth in to do the one or two little lines that will make a really gang up trailer. So they hire people like me. Robert De Niro, same way. He's too busy. So
Jim,
somebody.
I don't know if you're doing a bit or not. Is that real? Or?
No, it's true. It's absolutely true.
Oh.
No, it's absolutely true. It sounds like a bit, but it's.
So do you just?
Yeah, every now and then it's just.
cross your fingers that these big stars just flake out, and that's going to provide more work for you throughout the year.
Yeah, I absolutely do. I want them to be as childish and petulant and unavailable as possible.
Jim shows up on the set and he's like,
here. Let's have some divas, people.
Man, they don't appreciate you enough.
Now, Jim, I've done a very small amount of voice acting, and I was so blown away at how bad I was at it and how hard it actually is to do, because it's something, especially like voice acting, you think that like, oh, well, I talk every day. I can talk. Like, we'll figure it out. I can get into character. No. Like, listening back, it's horrific. And I don't, like, can you give me, like, 1 or 3 tips to make my voice acting
better?
Write
a book.
Yeah.
One or three. Those are my choices.
Yeah,
well,
you do 2 and get the hell out of here, Jim. We want 1 or 3.
Yeah, I think you're being too rough on yourself. Most people don't like to hear their voice played back. Now, since you're in broadcasting, you've probably had ample opportunity to get over that. But you're probably it sounds like you're being a little bit self-critical. But I would say that, it's one of these things. It's an art form, and you experiment. You try things, and you copy people, and it's kind of a lifetime deal. I have to say, I've been doing this a long time. I know, and a lot of the top guys that I know in voice acting, your Rob Paulsons, your Fred Tatasciores, your Nancy Cartwrights, these people have been doing it literally since they were like 9. So, it's a funny kind of thing. I think work on it all the time. Don't be self-critical. Record yourself a lot and experiment. So that's what 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I said 5 things.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
you really
sorry.
overperformed there.
I blew it. I really blew it.
It is so.
But, it's fun, and I've been doing it. I've been doing it a very long time. I was a kid with a cassette recorder, who would make little shows and go on endlessly and pester my mother and make her listen.
And you kind of are doing a ton of different things. Like I see you doing stand-up. I see you doing voiceovers and TV shows and movies.
I don't
and
do
stuff.
stand-up, but I do. I don't really do stand-up. I do live performances. I do,
What's the difference, Jim? You go up there,
theater.
You're standing up and you're talking in a microphone, right?
Well, Mike, when you say the word stand-up,
point well
you
taken.
get a lot of people mad. Because stand-up comedians don't like people who don't do stand-up saying they do stand-up.
So did you just
that.
kind of
exactly.
all-encompassingly said, I want to do showbiz like as a whole, right? You just kind of do all kinds of stuff.
Well, yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm not a famous guy. I have to make a living all the ways that I can. I do audiobooks. I'm a narrator. I do voiceover. I'm a Colonel Sanders for the KFC brand, and so that's been a real, windfall for me, frankly. And it's a great honor to portray Harlan Sanders. And I hope to do that. There's one job I can't age out of, so I'm happy about that.
You do that like on the radio?
And
you're the radio Colonel
Yeah, radio
Sanders?
and TV too. Yeah, on TV too. When you don't see the Colonel and you only see his hands, you just see the chicken. And you hear the Colonel. That's usually me.
Oh.
I've always wondered, because they took a while where they were giving all of these other actors, what was it, like Norm Macdonald's in there, Jason Alexander, they all got a chance to be the Colonel. Like, when you get to be the Colonel, do you get free fried chicken from KFC, Jim?
I personally have never received any free fried chicken, but they've paid me well. I think they can make the leap that with the check they give me, some of that could go to buy me lunch. I think they've got that figured out.
Honestly, Travis, if you were working the drive-through and he came over the thing and he's just like, I want a 5-piece, I'd give it to him.
Yeah.
I think that new chicken sandwich. I'll take that, the spicy chicken sandwich on the brioche bun. Yeah.
I've done that. I've actually videotaped that a couple of times. I've gone into the drive-through, and most of the time the people, they
don't give a crap.
They're hard-working people. They're minimum wage people, and they don't really give a damn. And they're happy just to serve the chicken. But I invite people to go to I invite you and other people to go to my YouTube channel. It's called Jimpressions, and I've got tons of content there. Lots of impressions, lots of goofy stuff, including a lot of deep fake stuff that's really wild. Content that I've created.
That stuff is scary, Jim.
Yeah,
It is scary.
It's getting weird.
That's why I do it, because it shows you, people need to know it's out there. They might as well be entertained as they discover the awful truth.
Very true.
Hey, Jim,
what is the dream job that you haven't gotten yet?
Oh gosh, there's a big script out there. There's a big script with a character like Bryan Cranston would play. Something big and sprawling and all over the emotional range, and it's got my name on it, and it's coming down the pike, and that's the one I want.
So it's just kind of
He
out
did
there.
such a great
unknown,
job with
you'll know
Breaking
it when you
Bad.
see it.
I know when I see it, it's going to be the right time and the right place, and we're going to be very happy. It'll be a wonderful test of my abilities, but I've been preparing all my life for something like that.
Guys,
I thought he just did such a great job with Breaking Bad. I'm a huge fan, and any actor I know in our age group would go, "Oh, that's what I'd like to do," just like that.
Perfect.
I do a little Bryan Cranston too. I'm doing it right now, and the thing is, you want something to test you, right? But you don't want it to kill you. So it's like it's like a dangerous drug in that way, I guess.
Well, Jim, Better Call Saul's coming to an end here. The AMC is going to have a big gap in its lineup. I expect that they're going to fill that with a little Jim Meskimen.
The stars are going to align. Well, thank you from your lips to Amazon's ears.
Guys, Jim Impressions on YouTube, and be sure to check out this Julia Roberts Watergate thing.
It's on Stars.
It's on Stars.
Gaslit, and the Big Door Prize comes out probably in the fall, and that's going to be on Apple. It's going to be fantastic.
And that's the Schitt's Creek.
You're a
people.
streaming king, Jim.
He's the
I'm
king.
a streaming king, man. I'm definitely a streaming king.
Jim,
all right, listen, guys, I gotta go. But
Yeah, man, we
Place else
appreciate
that
your
you'd
time.
Like people, any place else that you would like people to look for you besides Jim Impressions on YouTube?
Oh, yeah, on TikTok now. I'm on TikTok. Jim Impressions on TikTok.
Of course
all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah, we're just thrashing around there trying to figure out how to do that. So it's pretty fun. I got quite a few followers now.
Jim, it was cool talking to you, man. We should do it again sometime.
Yeah, let's do it again. I'll call you back.
Appreciate
All right.
it, man.
Thanks,
Take
Jim.
care.
Bye-bye. He's fucking good, Travis. He just fucking.
He's really good.
I mean, that Patrick Stewart was freaking me out when I was seeing it yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like, that's really, really good.
Some of the presidents when I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Travis, didn't get to bring it up to him, wanted to. Designed the Thundercats.
Designed them?
Hold on. What do you mean designed?
He designed the fucking Thundercats. At a time,
didn't.
he designed fucking Cartoon Men, made the Thundercats. Lion-O, he fucking drew them. Fucking drew the Thundercats, Travis.
He drew Panther?
The guy can fucking do anything. He's amazing.
Unbelievable. Mumra?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You're pulling my leg, Mike.
See, and the reason why I asked, like, the what's your dream role shit is because I think he's the type of dude that, like, that's going to happen to. He's really fucking
talented. Good guy, yeah.
He's really good.
And he's fucking in there, too. It's not like he's not doing shit. He's doing fucking everything.
Right.
If you look at his IMDb page, it lasts 45 to 55 minutes of scrolling.
Yeah, he just said, I'm going to do showbiz. He does all
of it.
And then for some reason he was like, yes, I'll do wheelbarrow full of dicks. So I don't know if he makes the best career choices, you know? He seems to just take everything that comes at him,
Right.
but that's how you fucking become Breaking Bad Bryan Cranston.
That's what you do. It's about saying yes, Pepper. That's what you do. You say yes.
Yes, man.
Travis, did you see the people playing the acoustic guitars on the airplane?
Yeah, that was horrifying.
Pepper, the guys. I think a lot of people are making a big deal about the religious part of it, but I think it's just
It's nothing to do with the religious.
yeah,
part of
it's
it.
just like, people being annoying, and I'm annoyed when people are playing their instruments like on subways and When people are just like making you listen to their bullshit because you're a captive audience. I hate it.
To be trapped in an airplane in tight quarters and have these weird folky young people start to do a sing-along that you can't escape from. I don't care about whether it was hymnals or whether it was some folky bluegrass bullshit. I do not want to be trapped listening to that shit.
Yeah, listen, I'm kind of the kind of guy who would do this type shit, but I would never do this. Like I'll break a guitar out at parties and shit. And
for like 10 people that you know, sure.
Yeah. And I'll sometimes no, actually I don't. Now that I think about it. That was some shit that I did when I was like 18, maybe, to like, you know, try to impress some girls.
Yeah.
Get some music, pussies, you know.
I can play this guitar.
Yeah, I would never do that now.
Yeah.
And to assume it's a big leap to assume that everybody wants to listen to music. That's almost never the case. I would say 100% never the case that everybody there wants to listen to music. No. Unless you're at a concert, obviously.
Right. And then don't bring your own guitar.
Express,
we want.
You can't assume that all of those people want to listen to music, much less your music.
Maybe like if you go out to bars in Nashville, then you probably want to hear music because all of those bars have Nashville.
So what happened on this plane, I'm sure, is some fucking Christian musical group all got on the same flight.
Right.
And they thought it would be fun to make a TikTok video of them playing on the plane.
Right.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
It was something that they did for content. And they thought it would be cute. They thought they would post it and be like, look at us. We're spreading the word of God. All these people are being enriched by our music and all this shit. And they did it. And, you know, it got picked up by the right person. And it got put in a context where it was like, look at these pieces of shit, like raping everybody, like in their fucking ears.
Because you got to remember, when you go to make your cute TikTok, there's a whole bunch of people around you who also want to make TikToks.
Uh-huh.
And their idea for a TikTok might just be, look at this piece of shit trying to make a TikTok.
The scariest thing about the internet and putting out content is sometimes you don't get to choose your audience.
Right. Sometimes you just get weirdos.
Yeah, that is terrifying.
Sometimes you get assholes who want to talk about what a piece of shit you are.
Yeah.
And sometimes those assholes that want to talk about what a piece of shit you are completely right.
Yep. Yeah. 100%. I've been called out by people. And I was like, yeah, you know what? That was stupid. That was being, but other times I've been called out and they were completely wrong. I'm literally just having fun.
Listen, the ultimate point of this is that once your art gets out there, it no longer belongs to you. So whatever it becomes, you have no control over.
Travis, let me ask you a question. Do you have what you would say is like a pick of the week? Something you want the people to know about? Like something you saw, something you listened to?
I do have a little something that I would call my pick of the week. It is a Netflix original horror film called Choose or Die.
Choose or Die?
Or Die. So essentially what this thing is these people stumble upon in 1980s text-based computer game called Cursor. That is obviously a horror video game, but it's text-based and it gives you options. You know, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And that's essentially what the game is. But what they don't realize...
So it's like Oregon Trail?
Yeah, so it's very similar.
Is there choices that you can make that you still die?
Pretty much every choice you make, you die.
Okay. So choose and die sometimes.
Not you, the choosee, but the people around you. So it starts to affect, obviously, the real world. And the choices seem benign enough at first, but once you choose, the game says, ha ha ha, you said You want her to clean up this glass that's broken on the ground. By clean up the glass that's broken on the ground, me, the evil computer game, meant she's going to pick it up, chew it, and swallow it. So lots of dead people. Very, very, very entertaining. For a Netflix original horror flick, I was very surprised. And plus, it's an hour and 26 minutes. So,
it's nice and short.
Nice and short.
Is it always an hour and 26 minutes, or can you make it longer by choosing more?
See, you don't get the choice. That's where you could be confused. You don't actually get to make any decisions. You just have to watch the characters on screen make the decisions, and then just kind of go through the repercussions of their decisions. So
I thought you chose.
Yeah. You choose nothing. You can choose to press play, or choose to press stop.
Pepper, pick of the week. Something you want the people to know about?
Well, real quick, we're all very sad that Drunk isn't here, and I just want to let everybody know that Drunk consults me every week for NASCAR picks.
Oh.
And this past week, he fucking got one, okay? We've had it has been a rough stretch. He'll pick people to win, and they'll get in the top 5. Like, he'll have like 2 guys in the top 5, just hasn't got a fucking win yet. He fucking knocked out of the park this week. Kyle Busch backed his way into a fucking win at Bristol on dirt. And this week, guess what? You ever heard of Talladega? The most dangerous fucking racetrack on the fucking planet.
It's dangerous? I didn't know that about Talladega.
Oh my god, it's horrific. So
are the turns tight? Why is it so dangerous?
Don't you remember when Ricky Bobby was on fire and he was running around in his underwear?
Was that at Talladega?
Nights? Ever heard of it?
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay.
Mike, actually, I have 2 picks of the week because there is a YouTube documentary about Talladega from a YouTuber called Imp Lemon that is fantastic. It gives a great explanation of how horrific Talladega is. But this week in particular, I have a Imp Lemon, like Emperor Lemon, Imp Lemon.
Oh,
I have a friend of a friend named Richard Garvey that is racing in the Menards ARCA series, and I want everybody to fucking hit that dude up and tell him to try not to die and finish first. At Talladega. It's big. It's like one of the NASCAR feeder series, but
Talladega, NASCAR's most feared track.
If I can say something, I feel like that is probably one of the nicest things you can do to reach out to somebody in general, in all walks of life, and just say, "Hey, try not to die."
Yeah,
it's good advice.
Nobody ever doesn't like that.
Right. I'd appreciate it.
Travis.
Mike, what's your pick of the week?
Try not to die, bud.
Thank you.
Because I watched a horror film the other day, simply called X.
Oh, I want to see that so bad.
And it's a wild ride, Travis. That X.
High West.
See, and I would say X is my pick of the week, but like, there's one scene in X where Shia LaBeouf's girlfriend is swimming like in a swamp, and she's like swimming back to the dock, and there's an alligator swimming behind her, like, because he wants to eat her.
Of course.
And they have like these overhead shots of this gal swimming to the dock with the alligator chasing her, and it's fucking beautiful, Travis. Like this swamp with the lady swimming and the alligator chasing. So it was like that scene in X, I think, is my pick of the week.
Perfect.
I guess the whole movie is my pick of the week, but specifically that one scene was fucking. It was some of the best. What do you call that? Cinematography, Travis?
Cinematography,
yeah. Baby. Fucking cinematography was amazing.
And if you guys check out X and decide that you like it, check out some of Ty West's older films: The House of the Devil, Sacrament, The Innkeepers. Pretty solid lineup of motion pictures that guy's made.
Travis, Shia LaBeouf's girlfriend doesn't have eyebrows, and I don't like it.
I don't care for that.
Yeah, she like shaved off her eyebrows, and it just looks weird. I don't like it.
Did she draw them on at least?
No, no. There's just nothing there. She looks really weird. Like it's off-putting. Like you look at it and you're like, why does this bitch not have eyebrows?
It's not normal.
It's weird. You look weird. I mean, I think she's a pretty gal, but you can't really even.
Is it alopecia?
Of the eyebrow?
No, I hope I wasn't.
Well, no, alopecia affects the eyebrows.
It affects everything, all of your hair. Does she have a full head of hair?
Oh yeah, but I mean, it might be a wig, Travis. Now I feel bad, guys. If it's alopecia and that's why she doesn't have eyebrows, then I take all that back. But if it's like a style choice,
don't slap Mike.
Mike's such an asshole.
If it's a style choice, fucking don't shave your eyebrows. It looks weird. I mean, that's my firm stance, Travis. My lock of the week is don't shave off your eyebrows.
I can back you on that.
Well, guys, we did it. Jim Meskimen, Jim Impressions. He does them all. He like reads fortune cookies as celebrities. Guy fucking has 1 million impressions, Travis. He just does all of them. He does all.
He just weaves in and out of them, like with zero effort.
Yeah, and we didn't even have to ask him. He just does them.
And I think he gave Pepper some really good advice. That next week I hope Pepper comes back and shows off his brand new Barack Obama impression.
You need 1 or 3. Pepper, new impressions next week.
Mm-hmm.
We're counting.
You know, my name is Barack Obama, and I love droning brown people. I hate them. I use robots to kill them, and it's what we do.
It's good, but it needs a little work.
Listen, welcome to the Wfod. My name's Mike, and we're going to end the show now.